located on the eastern side of Chang'an Avenue, and this is the very spot where all the troop formations have been lined up. Now you can probably hear the sound of the engines. That means they are making their final preparations for today's parade. First, I would like to introduce you a special formation that's standing right behind me. This is the battle flag formation. Now you can see each soldier holding a flag, but they are not just ordinary flags. Each tells a heroic story from the real battlefield during 14 years of war resistance against Japanese aggression. That include units in some legendary battles, to name a few: the Liu Laozhang Company, the 5 Heroes of Langyang Mountain. Let's not forget their tremendous contribution on this main eastern battlefield of World War II, are parts of the efforts that led to the final global victory against fascism. So today, if we look across these flags, they are a tribute to those heroes. But there are also a second and even more profound meaning behind it. Now, if we look closely at those soldiers behind us, every flag bearer has a young face. I've learned that their average age is 27 years old. They now serve in these very same units, but with new missions for this new era. Earlier I've talked to them. Some have already served in the international peacekeeping mission in places like South Sudan and Mali. Some joined the escort mission in Gulf of Aden. Some contributed to rescue and relief efforts during major earthquakes. The list goes on. So what's extraordinary about them is that they've carried on the spirit of inheritance that once defined their ancestors. A legacy that forged in fire is now building peace for today's world. So that spirit of inheritance, it told me, have been carried on and embodied in these red flags behind us and making this formation a bit special. Now let's move a little bit forward. So right after the battle flag formation, what you're about to see is the armament columns. This is definitely one of the highlights for today's parade. And I can tell you now, as I'm approaching, you can feel the air vibrating with the roar of these engines. The world is watching this part in particular for one reason. Chinese military officials said that a very large proportion of new armaments are about to make their public debut at today's parade. That not only includes some new generations of equipment and vehicles behind us, but also some new combat forces with technological leaps. One of the highlights is unmanned and counter-unmanned equipment, as well as advanced missiles, including hypersonic ones. But a key point to note is that all of these armament you're about to see today are China domestic produced, and they are all in active service. So I can tell you, standing right here, right now, every one of them have geared up and ready. There will be a lot to anticipate at today's event.